So changes and choices. The one constant in life is change. We cannot stop change. Change occurs on many levels, even in nature. A river chooses its course according to the physical environment. An animal chooses to follow the scent to find food. I would have to say, at this particular time in history, we have all seen and experienced change. Sometimes change can feel uncomfortable and cause us to react from fear and anger. Or sometimes, I'm sorry, I see Corinne nodding her head. Is everything okay? Can you hear me okay? Awesome. All right. And sometimes it can feel amazing and we are joyful and we celebrate. But what if I told you that you always had a choice as to your reaction? We always have a choice as to our reaction in life. So it's up to us. You get to choose. You know, it's a universal law, whether that's true or not, I'm saying it. I think it's a universal law. And it occurs at the most minute levels. For instance, messages are constantly being sent from our brains to our bodies, as an example, to breathe or not to breathe. Our brain communicates with the rest of our bodies through our spinal cord, which has lots of nerves that spread out throughout the rest of our bodies. And the neurons are responsible for carrying the messages that make our heart beat and so on. So, did you know that you had the power to stop breathing or to make your heart stop beating? How powerful of a choice is that? See, these are choices that we're making that we're not even consciously aware of. They just sort of happen, right? But at some level, we're making a choice. Did you know that you could consciously change your brain waves? Yes, you can do that too. It's been proven. You're always making a choice. So make a choice and change happens. I knew someone many years ago that was dealing with a lot of physical and emotional issues. And when treatments did not work and laying in bed feeling hopeless and helpless, actually chose to stop breathing and make the transition. It's a true story. The physical and emotional issues did not kill him, but he made a decision to leave. He made a choice to leave, and he did. And I firmly believe that we can actually do that. And that's a whole other subject we can talk about for hours, but we can actually make that choice as well. So the physical, like I said, the physical and emotional issues did not kill him. He just made that decision and made the transition. So the point of sharing this intense story is to help you realize that we always have a choice. It's innate. It's already there. How powerful is that, right? How powerful is that? We can choose. We can choose every day, every moment. Do I want to be happy? Do I want to be sad? Do I want to listen to the person who's saying negative things here, or am I going to listen to the positive person over here? We get to choose every moment. So that means that no matter what is going on in our world, or what others believe, or the changes that are currently occurring, you get to choose your reaction. So, what might keep you from choosing to be love and light, or to even keep breathing? Well, there are a few things that come up, such as fear of making the wrong choice, fear of being judged as to the person who chose to stop breathing. Maybe it was fear of not being able to function physically and have to depend on others. Who knows, right? So that came from fear, and that person made that choice. The next thing that I want to share with you is that we choose according to what we believe and what we're taught. Like the river, it can only choose to flow in a certain direction according to its physical environment, right? So, if it meanders along in a certain way, it's because its physical environment is already laid out for it. So it's the same thing. We can only make choices and we can choose according to the information that's in here. Everything we do in our lives is based on what's filed in here. We are what we believe, right? How many times have you heard that? Lots of times. I've said it many times, and so have many other amazing teachers like Joe Dispenza and even Gerald Rogers, a good friend of mine. As an example, if you wanted to do some research and gather some information, and you went to the library or looked on the internet, you can only retrieve the information from what someone else had input into the internet, into the hard drive, or someone else had put information into the books that's in the library, right? So you can only get the information that was input into the hard drive or the books. We can only react from the information in our own hard drives. So most recently, and I know some of you heard this story already, but I was faced with a situation where I got to choose my reaction. I had found a red-tailed hawk on my property that had died, and it looked like it had some dried blood from its mouth. And I felt great sadness, and so I quickly asked a neighbor if they knew of anyone perhaps poisoning animals around. And the first thing they said was, "Wow, that's really bad energy that the hawk died on your property." So for a moment, I felt horrible. I really felt sad. I felt horrible. Like, did I do something to cause this? I started questioning myself. And I felt like my centeredness was just had been tugged away because I chose to go with what this person said. So I walked outside for a moment and then I called my friends that you all know, Otter and Manny, and I shared the story. So they immediately said, "Wow, what a blessing. It's given its spirit to you." I was relieved and I felt connected once again to source, to my center. So I had a moment where I could have allowed myself to feel sad and maybe concerned that this incident would cause some kind of voodoo to occur. But I made a choice to listen to the positive input from my friends. So there are so many situations, all of us, where we have that opportunity, and all it takes is a split second, to make that decision, right? So one of the things I do is I say no, no, no. When something doesn't feel right and I'm going down a certain path, I just say no 3 times. And then it changes something in my brain, in my mind, in my thoughts. So then I have a moment to look at the other side and to say, this is what I'm choosing. So you might find other things you can do, little mantras or things you can say when you feel yourself choosing sadness or something negative or going down that path. Maybe a key word you can say to yourself, even just take a deep breath. So I took the hawk to my friends and they did a blessing and they made me a fan from its wing, which has some very powerful energy and is a symbol, a reminder. It reminds me every time I look at it that I can choose light instead of darkness. I can choose joy instead of sadness, and I can choose love instead of hatred. Every moment of our lives we're choosing, whether it's to eat the right food, food that might cause some discomfort, or even letting the driver on the highway who cut us off to determine what our day might look like. So when we make the right choice, we are taking responsibility. We're taking back our power. We're not giving it away to somebody else. So I love walking in the mornings and it clears my head and it's when I set my intentions for the day. So this past Tuesday, after my usual routine, I got ready to take a walk and open the front door. And you guys probably remember this, but it was cold and the wind almost blew me back inside the house. And I closed the door, sat on the couch, and my thinking mind went into, oh, it's so nice and warm in here. Oh, and there's a blanket right beside me. Just grab the blanket and lay on the couch. But because I had walked so many times before, and my body and my mind, my whole being had this memory of how good it feels afterwards, I had now created this this information in my hard drive in my filing system. So it was easy for me to say, okay, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk anyway. So the point is that if you make a choice enough times, they say 21 times, whatever it is, but if you make a decision and a choice enough times, it becomes a part of you and it becomes a natural behavior. So now it's easy, when I open that door and it's cold, I'm like, no, I'm going to go back in and get the blanket. My mind reminded me, oh, remember how it feels after you walk? You have all this download of information, this inspiration comes in, your body feels good. And so I could make that decision, make that choice. So the point is to just do something enough times, do it over and over again, and then it becomes a permanent habit or behavior. So each time we make a choice, we're building and developing the ability to make the right choice for ourselves, kind of what I just said. Each time we learn and grow. Each time we learn and we keep growing. So you have the power of choice. Do not give it away to someone else or to the news media or what others want you to believe. Follow your heart, follow your higher self. It will always guide you to make the right choices. I want to share something I felt was kind of important here because I know all of us are dealing with this, especially now with all the chaos on the planet and people taking sides. Somebody's taking a side on something, no matter what it is. It's like there are sides. You want this side or that side. But here's my suggestion to you. Please do not try to force your ideas or beliefs on others or try to make others wrong for their choices. Can we just acknowledge that we're all on this journey together and that everyone has a different path, they're at a different place in their lives. So can we just be accepting of that and just honor everyone for who they are? I don't know, I think it would be boring if we were all the same, wouldn't it? So when you are centered, when you are being love and light, you allow others to make their choices and share their opinions. You don't have to agree or feel as they do, but by being a powerful, loving source, you can have an effect on others and the world around you. So I know that you're all here because you are on the spiritual journey. And so I know that all of you understand all these things that I'm saying. And it's so important, especially right now with this shift in consciousness, that people like all of you and other groups that I talk to, that we shine our light. We don't have to be the ones out there going, you're wrong, you're right. Do this, don't do that. What we get to do is hold space. We get to hold that space of love and light. And trust me, that's a powerful way of having an effect on others, or friends, or family, and just others in the world, just by being that love and light. So we can choose to see the God in others and therefore be in a place of acceptance and understanding that everyone is walking their path. Everyone is learning and growing at their own pace. I know sometimes it's not easy to be in that space. The world is constantly testing and challenging us, right? But isn't that the reason why we're here on earth? So that we can all learn through the things that try to tug us off our center and shift our attention from light to darkness. We're here to learn and grow, and those are the situations, those are the things that help us to grow. So it is the challenges, it is the differences in this world of duality that we live in that provides us with the opportunities to become enlightened beings. So next time that you're faced with a situation that tugs you off your center, remember, you get to make a choice. Use that opportunity to grow, to expand your awareness, and become more of the observer of life. Instead of judging, become more of the observer. That's a powerful place to be. As the observer, we can make better choices. So I'd like you to, I'll give you a second to grab a pen and paper. I know, I'm always showing up with some kind of homework for you. But I'm keeping tabs on all of you. Thank you, Karen. I can tell if you're writing it down. And you know, I've said this before, but I think it's worth repeating that it's just such a powerful tool. You can sit here and listen to me and listen to all the wonderful speakers we have, but by writing it down, you're taking another step further. You're taking some action. And if you want to take stuff from the monkey mind and have some clarity in your thinking, then write it down. Whatever you're feeling, whatever you're going through, whatever you're working on, write it down. It gives you much more clarity in your thinking. So what I'd like for you to write down on that piece of paper or suggest is a choice that you are currently making right now, maybe last week, yesterday, but something current. A choice that you're making or that you made. And write down a choice or an action that you took for that particular, write down an action, that you took for that choice. So you made a choice about something a few days ago, or a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, and write down what the action was that you took. Great. Good. Now put down your pen and paper. Hello, Jody. And Kara, hi. Awesome. So now I'm going to lead you into a short meditation, and then I'll have you grab your pen and paper again so that you can see the difference in what you may write on that piece of paper after a short meditation. So go ahead and close your eyes or keep your eyes open, however you do your meditation. But let's start by taking 3 deep breaths. And with each breath, send that intention of this life force flowing through your body. And use that life force as you breathe in to send that intention of I am now relaxed. I am calm and relaxed as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, I am breathing out any tension, any discomfort in my body. So use that breath, use that rhythm of breathing in, calm relaxation, and breathing out any tension from anywhere in your body. And just tell yourself for a few moments, all you have to do is be still and breathe and relax. That's it. So if there are thoughts flowing through your mind, just be the observer, just notice them. You don't have to respond, you don't have to react. Just notice them like floating by in your mind. And just keep breathing and relaxing. And now what I'd like you to do is to think about, I know that all of us somewhere, at some time in our lives, we had to make a choice about something. So I'd like you to bring up that image, bring up the feeling, bring up whatever it was around that particular choice that you had to make. And the results of that particular choice was positive. And by the way, I want to say that we always look for certain results, right, with choices that we make. But just know that source, that God, that your higher consciousness, no matter what the results or the outcome of any choice we make, it is the right one for you in that moment. Because there's always some learning, some growing that comes from every choice that we make in our lives. So as you allow yourself to be filled with that beautiful, wonderful, amazing feeling of a choice you made, just let it seep into your body, seep into your mind, seep into your higher awareness so that you are filled with this wonderful feeling of what it felt like to make this choice that brought you a positive outcome. It could be as simple as you made a choice to not eat something that you knew that wasn't good for you. It could be as simple as that. Or making a decision where you knew you had to, in a sense, release someone from your life because it was causing you discomfort. So whatever the choice is that you made that brought you a sense of peacefulness, that felt positive, as you fill yourself with that feeling, let it seep into your genes, your bones, your joints, your heart, your lungs, your brain, every part of your being until you can feel it. You can feel what that feeling was like when you made the right choice. And now what I'd like you to do is to slowly, slowly bring your awareness back. And now what I'd like you to do is to write down the choice that you noticed in the meditation and the powerful results that it brought you. The feeling of joy, just knowing that you made a choice that was positive for you. So I want you to write that down because now you have it in your body, now you can feel it. And now when you put it down on paper, you are taking it to the next level. So now take a few deep breaths, feeling calm and relaxed, and knowing that the power of choice is always within you. The power of choice is always within you. Thank you. Namaste.